What's up, good people? This is your girl CC here live in your face on this Saturday morning on no other than the one and only Diversity Podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes. So, check me out, y'all. I do want to go ahead and give a shout out to the mission statement. Diversity Podcast is a platform to mend conversations that were never had, misunderstood, or misrepresented. It's a place for your mama and daddy, a place for your coworkers, a place for your closest friends and strangers you've never met, a place for us to become family, something not only bonded by blood, but by conversation and love. Hey, good people. I got my girl here, Lexi. We're about to get started. You know what I'm saying? The topic of the day is going to be young artists in new markets. She is a vocalist herself. I will let her give a little introduction in a second. I already gave her a shout out on the social media. Go check her out. Go follow her. But I do want to kind of expand this conversation into different artists. I'm a spoken word artist myself. I'm a poet. I'm a writer. I think there's different forms of artistry. And I kind of just want to see where our minds are as young people. How old are you? 19? 18? 19-year-olds. Yeah, just had a birthday. I remember. 19, 20, 25-year-olds, even younger people, older people, just where the mindset is for entrepreneurs and people who have their own sense of artistry, and then eventually want to go off and make themselves a brand of that artist or that art, excuse me. So go ahead, Lexi, give them a little intro and tell them about yourself and who you are.
Hi, well, my name is Alexis, but, most people know me as Lexi. I'm 19 years old. I am a rising artist. I actually just graduated from high school as of 2021, and I am now attending Loyola University in Chicago as a multimedia journalism major with a minor in film. And yeah, that's me. I'm just so excited to be here. I'm gonna let Cece take it away.
Cool stuff, man. I appreciate you, Miss Lexi. So a little bit about just our relationship growing up in the church. This girl has the pipes of, you can't really compare a lot of people to Whitney, but like if you had anybody to compare to Whitney, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely think you guys should hear a little bit of what she has. I do want to give a little bit of a snippet. I know we're going to go out listening to it. Let me go ahead and play a little bit.
It's after hours and I'm stuck in this mood.
I know when I first listened to this, I was just like, man, it's a vibe. I know a lot of people have been saying that lately, but certain things are just meant to be a vibe, And I don't know, when I listen to you, girl, even in church, when I listen to you, it's just always a connection. And there's certain people that are born with talent, and there's certain people that adapt it over time through practice, through study.
Right.
And both can be beautiful, but when you can feel it and it's just so natural from people, I feel like, man, those are like the best artists like ever.
Yeah.
Because you kind of freestyle, do your own thing all the time. So let's kind of go ahead and get into it. I know you gave an introduction. One thing that we are known for here, a routine thing. I actually didn't give my positive affirmation last show. I'll go ahead and do that after Lexi. But if you had a positive affirmation for our audience today, what would it be? It could be the young artists, it could be young women, young men, old men, your daddy. Whoever, just we're all about sharing love and affirming other people of just being comfortable with themselves. So what do you have to say?
Right. Okay. A positive affirmation for today. I think I would just say to everybody watching is, be creative every day. Anything, and I feel like anything could be called creativity. So your daily, things you do in life, always use that, as a benefit to yourself. Life is short. So, there's so much we could do in this life. And I feel like we should be doing, everything every day to make that happen for ourselves because, our time is limited here. So I feel like every day do something new. Like, you know, be great. Be the person that,
Yeah,
that
be
you were
great.
that you were made
Be
to
great.
be,
Period.
that you were made in God's image,
All love, all
Yeah.
love, man. That's what's up. What would you say is? I have an answer in my mind, but you
Mhm.
never want to judge. What would you say you're the most creative when it comes to like yourself and your habits and your lifestyle? What would you say you try to be the most creative with on a day-to-day basis, or song-to-song basis, or outfit-to-outfit basis?
Yeah, really, you just said it. Like everything, like I kind of try to look at everything I do like daily as like create like me creating something new for myself, or creating a new habit, creating art. I think of everything like I look at everything as like a new project, an art project. So
And that's a gift,
Yeah.
honestly. Like when I tell you there's so many people in this world that struggle with motivation, like we were just talking about in the car. Like
Yeah, we
everybody
were.
has their days,
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. Like, whether it be mental issues, whether it be um actual medical issues, whether it be just a goddamn hard day.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just one of those days. It's just a matter of having that oomph to push you past it. And
Get
I
through
don't know,
those
girl.
obstacles. Yep.
I feel like everybody I bring on this show just got some type of sunshine inside,
Yes,
and
some
it's
light.
just shine bright, baby. Oh, grrr. Yes, that's what's up. That's what's up. But okay, let's go ahead and get into it. I do, like I mentioned, I feel like I've known you since you were like out the womb, but I know we haven't. I met you when you're like 12, 13?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But just kind of introducing and telling, you know, not even people who are from the industry or the background or maybe even the interest or field or whatever, but just to the people who love music. What has been your journey as far as being an artist? I know you went from being on stages, like I went to a couple of your performances, and then like I said, just always back in the day at church. You were
Yeah.
always vibing. Even when we hung out, you were always jamming out to something, hitting a note. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, girl, jam every day. So just what has it been like,
Well, I feel like being like growing up in church and church being my platform, I feel like that's been like something that has built up my foundation. I mean, just starting so early, like I think I started singing when I was maybe like 6 or 7. Start like
got them
being a
pipes.
performer. Yeah, like really being a true performer. I feel like just being so young and not being afraid, to really step out of my comfort zone and, show people my talent, show people the gift that God, created for me and God like blessed me with. I feel like, yeah, just starting up so young, like, my journey has been crazy. Everybody goes through their ups and downs when it comes to their craft, but just, always being willing to do something new, willing to step out there, get dirty sometimes, fall a couple times. I feel like that's definitely been what's helped me get through this journey.
Is the bumps and bruises?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say you hear that a lot, but I was definitely gonna more so shine a light on definitely your support system. I usually
Yeah.
always do. I feel like whatever support system you have, and sometimes that doesn't really have to be people, but I know your
Yeah.
mom is like a triple OG. And
shout out to
yes,
you,
yeah,
Mama.
but support systems as far as friends and
Yeah.
family and people who just support you in general for what you're good at. So that's just one of the things that I think really maybe guided you to being as great as you are.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
staying on
I
your
have a big
toes.
support system. My family has always been there for me. My mama always used to rip and run me here, and we would be going here and then have to turn around and go there. Like, it's just been so crazy, like a roller coaster. But I definitely do appreciate, everybody who's been in my life to support me through it all. So
Shout out for support.
Yeah.
You know,
We
really
love
support goes a long way, you know what I'm
It
saying?
does.
And then honestly, I know for me, like when I feel like there's people that I can't reach out to, music is always the outlet. Music is always the support
Definitely.
system because
Yeah.
there's always a story and there's always somebody, you know, there could be different motives in each song or whatever, but just certain songs, man, they speak to our souls. That's what I mean by between all the artistry and the engineering and the actual artistry within the artist, you know, music is like monumental. It's who we are. It's like if you
Yeah.
can't talk about certain things, you need to know one of two things: music or movies.
Yep.
One of two things I feel like to
That's it.
generate
There you
through
go.
just everyday life and conversations with people. But okay, that was good insight. Now I did kind of want to dig deep. So
Okay.
you were like, yeah, my mama ripping and running me here, and you know, there's always ups and downs. Let's kind of get into the ups and downs. You know, the benefits and the challenges of being a rising artist, and like the extra hours it takes to put in, and I do want to make a little joke of it, but I kind of want to talk about it because, you know,
Okay.
I'm not like, I'm a poet artist. Like, I'm not a singing artist. Somebody
Yeah.
could say, oh, woo, you know, but it's like when you get that attention, how do you really. So, okay, the joke was going to be, so when somebody find out that you can sing and they always going to reach out to you, it's a matter of, you know, can you sing for me? Can we go do this, and this? It's like, does it become transactional? Is it still relational? You know, where does that go from like, they notice like you're a great artist? Where does it go? So like, for example,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm about to say, give me an example so I could really.
and this is more of like a movie in my head or whatever,
Okay.
but let's say like you had a random performance somewhere and then you had a crowd of people, and then, you know, you networking. Of course, networking is good. You always want to be able to talk to different people, stuff like that. And
Right.
then you maybe have like a cousin or an old friend from back in the day. Like, girl, you still singing? Knowing you still singing,
Right.
trying to make it, you know, on the way up, like on the come up. And just reaching out to you. Like, how do those experiences go? Like, most times I see people after that, they can only reach out for those certain things versus like
okay.
still being a relationship beyond that, because, you know, as an artist, you know, you're on the grind yourself, so there's
Right,
not
yeah.
time where you can just take out and text everybody in your phone, you know. But then when people do reach out to you, what is it like? You know, is it stressful to reach back out to them? Does it always feel transactional, like they always need something, like you need something from them? Or, you know, do you manage your relationships well as an artist? Like, what has that
okay.
journey been
I
like?
see what you're
I guess
saying.
that's what I'm kind of asking.
Okay. I would say I managed that of what you just said. I managed it pretty well. It's been a while. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been a while since somebody that like I knew way back when has tried to come like back into my life now that they're knowing that, you know, I'm
You're doing
starting to
something.
do more like greater things.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so I haven't really experienced that lately, I would say, but I know exactly what you're talking about, and I know how that could be stressful especially for a person like me who's a new artist, you know, still learning, still, you know, working my way up to the top. I feel like, yes, that definitely can get pretty stressful, especially with people that are, you know, people that you know that are as close to you, you know.
Exactly. You just don't want them to overcross those lines.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, it's boundaries for sure. But yeah, I could definitely understand. Yeah,
Definitely.
that is. Okay.
That's what's up.
For
I just
sure.
kind of wanted to ask. There's been movies. I watch like bootleg movies and
Yeah.
stuff where people get played all the time. So I just wanted to ask and get perspective.
For sure.
And then, yeah, like kind of tell me though, what's the benefits? What's the challenges of putting in those extra hours to get the product you want? Because I'm not going to tell your business, but when you told me how you made it seem like it was so simple how you put your projects together, but girl, when I clicked on the app, I was still like, how do I?
Yeah,
This
still
is
trying to
doing a
figure it
lot,
out.
you know. So just what is it like? Just let's dive in. Tell me about it.
So I guess the benefits of being a rising artist, excuse me. The benefits would probably have to be, of course, the outcome. I guess. Being a rising artist, you're still, like I said, learning. We're all growing every single day. We're all evolving every day. So it's like you're learning all these new things, and it's coming, so quickly. So I feel like, a benefit would definitely be like getting the outcome of what you've always, been wanting.
What you've been working up
Yeah,
towards,
what
for
you've been
sure.
working for.
Definitely.
And then a challenge, I would say, I guess a challenge for some people would have to be maybe not having that support system, to be your backbone when it comes to, these, new things happening in life, just in general.
I was okay, and this kind of dives into the same thing. But I was just talking to my boo thing about like the fine line between knowing when it's a hobby and you're a professional, or it's
okay.
like a craft, something you're great at, and when would you say like it's become clear to you that, or when would you identify being a professional versus someone who's just working as an upcoming artist? Because like I said, I watch the bootleg shows, and on Divorce Court, it's rising artists sitting with their relationships for 12 years, and they just on the rise using the other person's money, and it's just like, where is it going? That support system is not there.
Yeah.
Because you're feeling drained because of the industry and what all it takes, to put in, whether that's time, that's money, that's networking, all that good stuff.
I'm trying to really think about this one. You said, okay, so you said what would be like the thin line in between?
Or like what would you say makes an artist an artist?
Okay.
In layman's terms, I guess you could say.
What makes an artist an artist? I guess I would say their uniqueness. I feel like, especially in this generation now, a lot of people are trying to do the same thing, but that's not a bad thing. It's just they're trying to do the same thing the same way.
Because I was going to say, innovation, there's nothing wrong with innovativeness.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Because innovation is basically you're taking something that's already there and you're doing something different. But like you said, it's never progressive when you're just taking the same thing and doing it
It's just
over
a never-ending
and over
cycle, right. Yeah, so I feel like definitely uniqueness, in this day and age, that would be the thin line.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. I would definitely say what I was contemplating between was, especially comparing, if we were to compare artistry to like industrial jobs, like doctors and marketers and whatever other jobs that aren't artist driven. Jesus, I always lose my train of thought. Oh my gosh.
Pick it up, girl.
What was we talking about? Lexi, what'd you just say?
We were talking about the thin line between like what makes an artist and
Oh, yes. Yeah. Comparing it back to industrial jobs. So it's like experience. Is it experience? Is it the matter of time you put into it? How many years?
No, I definitely agree with experience for sure, because that can be like
is it your fan base?
Hit or miss, yeah.
Is it the amount of people that put you on? Is it the amount of people that continue to support you? But no, Lexi, I was going to say, girl, I know plenty of people who put in years and years of work. When I tell you I need to keep my day job, if I try to sing, I need to keep my day job, okay? It don't matter how many years I try and sing. But, okay, answer that. Let's answer that seriously. Like, is it the amount of years you put in? Is it the amount of, like, what efforts do you need to put in to say, I'm an artist, in whether you're famous or not at this point, because not everybody got to be famous to be an artist.
I just feel like it's different for everybody. Like, everybody is going to have, like we were just talking about journeys, everybody's going to have their different path that they take,
right,
and the different things they do to reach the top. Like, we are human. We're all different. So it's like,
true that.
And I feel like you just gotta appreciate your journey. Like if you're gonna go through it, if you're gonna say this is what I want to do, then you gotta do the things to like really want it and appreciate it.
Period. Put in that pressure, because diamonds need that pressure. Oh. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. But earlier you did mention, you answered the question. You said the thin line between someone being an artist is their creativity, originality, and them being different. And what would you say makes you different as an artist? What makes you stand out as an artist?
You know what, CC?
You read the agenda, girl. Don't act like I didn't send it to you. Don't, because the question right there. Damn.
You know what, girl? No, I'm just kidding. But I definitely think what makes me, I guess, different being an artist is just, I feel like just kind of how I was raised. Like, I was raised up like an old soul for real, y'all. If y'all knew my parents, like, y'all would be like, yep. She was born in the wrong era because,
Right now you look like a Mary J. Blige, girl. Like, damn. But what I was going to say is actually the real question was supposed to be, how do you see yourself being different from other artists in different generations? But it looks like you can kind of compare yourself, which is unique as hell, too. So that's cool.
That was perfect.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Who would you compare yourself to? Any artist?
Compare myself. A lot of people will, not
Or
my
aspire to
looks
be.
wise,
Okay.
but a lot of people compare my voice wise to like, who like Janae Aiko is.
You know who Janae? Yes, we know. Who
Okay,
Janae
well,
Aiko
yeah.
is.
Some
like,
people don't know her.
yes, like,
But yeah, a
what
lot
is
of
it?
people
Peace,
compare me to
bedtime
her.
in peace, or something like that. What's that one song? Or the where she talking to the kid?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
y'all, I do this every time. Let me stop. I hate when I do that.
Yeah, a lot of people compare my voice to her
That's
a
what's
lot
up.
because she has a light, angelic, calming, soothing voice, and I feel like I give those vibes off. So maybe her, maybe they're right.
For sure. Maybe. Hopefully. That's what's up. That is what's up. I just wanted to kind of dive in there and see. Maybe I want to dive in a little bit more though. Let's see.
You killing me today.
Yeah, I know. Okay. What about the self-producing part of your artistry? What is that like? Like, if you could dive in for like one person watching this who really needed to, or really want an insight on the process of creating music, where would you go? What tip would you give? What tips would you give?
Some advice I would say for self-producing, it would definitely have to be you gotta be dedicated, because it's like if you're not dedicated to it, it'll just be like you'll never get anything finished. And I don't say that in a negative way, but I just say that as like, some advice to people out there who may be trying to start up, like, being a music producer or whatever. I would say definitely take that time out to really focus on learning the craft, because once you get it, it becomes easy. Like, you could do it every day. You could do it in your sleep, like, and I went from not knowing what I was doing at all and spending hours and hours and, just being committed to it, to now I can make a beat, or, I could mix and master a song in 15 minutes and be done and move on to the next project,
Craft, man.
And I just feel like that's a beautiful thing, because I actually took that time and I was dedicated. I took hours, like, out of my day coming home from school to work on it, no matter how tired I was, no matter if I had some homework I had to do. Like, I still took that time out of my day to really, focus on learning it and really, digging deep into it, because that's something that I like love to do and wanted to learn more about. So I would say, definitely just, being committed, going all the way. Like, if you're gonna do it,
Hell yeah.
and do it
I think
with passion.
all the way.
Yeah.
No, but I definitely think that's important, doing everything all the
To
way.
the fullest,
but
yeah.
definitely, I think not even just music, but artistry in general, whether that be for poets, whether that be for artists, like, being able to accomplish things is a task within itself.
Yeah.
Like, I remember going through a period where I would just write 1-minute poems, knowing I needed 3-minute poems for every slam
Yeah,
that I was
right.
in. And I'm just like, dude, this is not it. Like, what is this? What is this stage? But it's all a matter of dedication and putting in the time, and sometimes the research and the effort to just get it to where you want it to be, you know, for the
self-discipline,
message to
yeah.
mean what it needs to mean, to you, but also to your audience, and critiquing it to how you want it to look, you know, and making sure that it's very, very individual. So
Most definitely. Yeah, I agree.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this show is also, like I said, we're going to dive a little bit more into just different points of views of different artistry, and next will kind of be into the markets, and what kind of markets we put ourselves in as artists. But first, I did kind of want to give a little shout out to another individual artist who's dropped her single. She might have an album by now. I might be behind, but and I don't know her by this. I know her as my girl. Like, I'm a church driven girl, y'all. I'm from the South. I'm from Texas, so but I know I would go up to the church on Sundays at school, and this girl would be in the choir every Sunday, and her stage name is T. Janae. And one of the songs that she's produced is called Love Doesn't Live Here. And I think it's really beautiful. I think you guys should go check it out. I will have her social medias posted down below. So she's just a really beautiful soul overall. The whole point of our podcast is to be able to put people onto different platforms, and then shine light on what they have to give to the world and give to different people. So this is my girl. Y'all can take a listen a little bit. Play a couple more seconds. Just hit that. And then y'all can go check it out, you know? So I did want to kind of get into the market thing, right? So whether it be in the stages of learning, whether it be you're actually in production, of making music or making your poems or making your art, and then the market of being able to publish that, you know, and then the market after that, once, you know, you feel like it's been a hit or a success, or you see that going, let's kind of just dive into what kind of markets we usually try and aim for and seek our audiences in. So I know for me personally, as a poet, spoken word artist, there's plenty of open mics, hookah lounges, slams, open mic events. So poetry slams, I don't know if you guys are familiar, go look up what a poetry slam is or what it means. It's a vibe. It's a whole vibe. It's a competitive slam. Like, you guys don't know what slam means if you don't know what slam poetry means, but it's a competition of poems and different people performing them at a time, and judged by a rating, and it's basically really, really dope. And then there's other sides to it, as far as like an open mic. We're actually going to an open mic tonight. My girl is hosting there, and so basically my whole objective when it comes to networking and getting myself out there, once I've already created my artwork, is a matter of every time I perform it, either speaking to someone new or finding out something new about the piece itself. And I feel like once I can do that based on my performance, it helps guide my conversations with the people that I network with. And then I feel like the people that I network with, obviously they put out that that poem, or not a song, but just whatever artwork has been published to them or given to them from me, and it just goes from there. And most times it could be pretty smooth, pretty easy going. I will say there were times where I was like 13, 14, trying to tell people, come take a seat, come check me out, come hear me on the mic, and I might freeze up for like a whole 30 seconds on stage. But it was a matter of the confidence that I had, or that I made sure that I wanted to have walking off that stage. And I think when a lot of people have confidence, it goes a long way. I feel like faith and confidence got a lot of connection. When you have faith, you have confidence. It's not too much that can break you down, because you've been uplifted so much. And so I feel like once you bring that confidence around to those different markets, to those different people, even like different TV shows that have those what's that one hip hop show where it had the different like young people, from like
Rhythm and Flow.
Yeah, that's
my
and they were
show.
like,
I
man,
love
you need
that.
to come with if you don't have the time to do the verse, then you need to come with the confidence, you need to come with the attitude, and so it's a mindset. I feel like you said, it's always a journey with somebody, with different people, different artists going to different places, but it's a mindset you have to have, like the grind to see your end goal. I think that's really what drives me. I know. What about you?
Girl, you stole the words out
Girl.
of my mouth.
But do you go to same like venues and stuff like
Yeah.
that? What other places have you put yourself out there? Because I know you're not just a singing artist, a vocal artist, even though in the point I'm about to make is that you are usually acting, even though sometimes you sing, and those are like musicals. But like, what other places? Because I don't go performing. I have performed in a couple of plays actually, but girl, they were like school plays. So what markets do you usually see yourself going to, or which markets do you want to see yourself going to once everything is published and out there?
I would actually, something that I've been thinking about recently would be maybe trying to get my music in the movie industry, like on a sound, what is it called, a soundtrack?
Yeah, soundtrack
Stuff like that, because people get paid big bucks for that kind of stuff.
Just plays it over and over, years after years after years after years. You're still getting paid for that.
And then me wanting to be a film producer one day, it just goes hand in hand. So it's like, getting my music on my own TV series. Like, how cool would that be? Different stuff like that. So,
original.
You're right.
Original. Yes.
Definitely. So yeah, that's one industry I've definitely been thinking about recently. Yeah.
Cool
Starting
stuff.
that up.
Cool stuff. And then would you say there's certain people that you gather advice from in the process of, like, now you're years in, but hopefully you're one of those artists that will always be willing to take advice, especially from someone experienced.
You always need some constructive criticism.
But when you are getting that advice, girl, I always lose my train of thought. Jesus. What is it like though when you are getting that advice?
I like to just soak it all in. I want to be a sponge. Like, I don't know if nobody like ever told y'all, but like our grandma or something. But be a sponge, baby. Be a sponge.
Yeah, be a sponge.
Because
baby.
if you can't take constructive criticism, there's no point of you saying you want to be, on the top. Because the only way you can get to the top is if you're soaking up all that knowledge and all that wisdom. So that's one thing. I just, I always set myself up to be a sponge.
And that's a vibe. Always soaking it in. Always soaking it in.
I always wanted to learn something new, to benefit you.
Not everybody has it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Two of the best. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay, next. Let's go ahead and get into it. I did want to talk about inspiration. People who've inspired you over time. Do you have any artists in particular? I know you said you think people compare you to Janae Aiko, but is there anyone you've idolized? I know we're not supposed to use idols, but anyways.
I would definitely say, and this might sound, different or like shocking, but I would definitely say Selena, because I think her story.
Shirt on.
You had a Selena shirt on?
Listen to Selena. girl, it's the Selena shirt. Oh my
What?
God, girl.
That's
I was gonna show some
crazy.
support. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Yes,
Look,
we love
I got
Selena.
you. Can y'all see it?
Yes.
Can y'all see it? Oh, I got some.
It was a
Okay.
perfect day to talk about her.
Crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, I would really say Selena. Her story has definitely
You watched the movie?
inspired me. Yes, the series.
We're about to. That's perfect. We're about to
everything.
go right into it. Right into it. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, she's her life. You know, just the way she grew up. You know, her artistry, like everything about her has like inspired me with, you know, just my musical journey, and you know, growing up in music. So definitely, I would say Selena. She's been a big inspiration. Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, that was like really the next thing that we were gonna dive into is just like certain throwback movies that
Yeah.
had, you know, they weren't musicals, but they were like low key musicals, but things that we could watch over and over and over again because they told like a great story. Like the Temptations, Billie Holiday, Aretha. Actually, some of those just came out.
Yeah.
But Selena, yes, like a major inspiration to people all over. I remember watching that movie back to back to back when I was
Yeah.
younger. And it's just like I said, if you can't talk about music or you can't talk about movies, then what can you really talk about?
Right,
You know,
exactly.
art has really shaped who we are as a world, as a community, as a culture. And I don't know. I feel like we need it, you know? Where would we be without music?
Couldn't have said it better.
Where would we be without art wall work? Where would we be without Maya Angelou's? Where would we be? Where would we be? You know?
Where would we be without black creativity? How about that? Where would we be? That's the question. I think about that every day.
Crazy. Or just that push. Okay, we ain't gotta go there, girl. I'll always be willing to go back to the slave days, but just that grind and that mindset that our ancestors had to know to see where they wanted us to be. You know,
that's real.
And it's just a matter of we can't lose sight of that. We can't lose sight of that.
That's where we came from. That's where we were built up.
Girl, yes.
Built up for.
I was always watching Temptations. Ooh, I mean, I could watch it over or Dreamgirls.
Oh yeah, I love
Jennifer Hudson. She has always been an inspiration. Jill Scott. She didn't even have to sing on Tyler Perry Why I Get Married, and I was still inspired. I was like, I feel like she's gonna hit a note, but she didn't. She didn't. But it's just like watching those women not only as artists, but also as actors, as models, as just these figures of artwork and people we look up to in certain ways. It shapes us. It shapes who we are and then where we strive to be. And it sets a bar and a standard. And I can't wait. Like, I know a lot of people from the older generation are like, man, whatever we got going on is crazy. But I feel like there's a lot of new talent that is about to get exposed in our generation. And I feel like it's only gonna be for the great. It's only gonna be for the best.
We're only going up. That's the only way.
Only going up. Coming down. All right. And then what else do I have? Let's see. Okay, so I was actually just talking about it. Parents. So what would you have to say, and this is going back to the joke that's not really a joke, but for those artists that are constantly going after their artistry and their craft and perfecting it, and it takes so many years, what would you say to those older generations who don't really validate people for their artistry or just don't really support that as being a profession? With not saying the F word. Yeah, because I say forget y'all too, because y'all are ridiculous to think that Jay-Z, Kanye, all these people, like people in movies and all this, that it's, or even like people that it takes years to be in a movie but then it becomes a hit, like all that doubt in between, like just what that does. Like what would you say to older people or just people who don't think that's a lifestyle that people should live?
Oh, see, this could be like a debate topic almost. Like,
Let's go. Let's go. I'll play devil
No, but-
advocate. I'll agree to disagree. Look, let's go.
No, but
People will comment, all that good stuff.
I would definitely say y'all gotta let us shine, man, because like we are the future right now. Like, it's so much new stuff that's like happening, and everything's changed. Like, everything changes. Like, we're constantly changing. We're humans. Like, you know, we're living this life for real. Like, we're actually really here. So I feel like YOLO, like people say, you only live once. Like, you gotta let us do what we're doing, because we're doing it for greatness. Because one day we're gonna look back, and you know, it's just like what people used to do, you know, back in the day. Like, it's nothing different. The game hasn't changed, you know. It's just new players. So it's like you
Okay.
gotta,
Putting us
you
on,
gotta-
big licks.
yeah, you gotta just take it for what it is and make it more of a positive thing, you know, instead of a negative thing. Because there's really some people out here that's wanting to get it for real and wanting to reach the top, and they have potential. You know, they have something great to show the world, and I feel like if you keep, you know, knocking people down, it's just gonna make them wanna
Stop
push 10
doubting
times
us,
harder.
man.
Yeah.
Stop doubting us.
It's gonna make us want to push 10 times harder. So I would say just let us live.
Yep.
That's all you gotta do.
Even up until now, like, and I joke around with my mama, but I'm so serious. Like, when I used to write my poems, okay, not even gonna lie, majority of my poems now, they're usually about like some serious, personal, relatable stuff. But every time I would mention my mom in a poem or a family member, they felt the need to only focus on the negatives versus the beauty in me writing what I'm writing, you know. And it's just like, I need you to see that. I need you to see where I'm coming from. I need you to see the point that I'm trying to make. I need you to see that all my effort and time is valid, and I don't have to be famous for it to be valid.
Right.
Honestly.
Exactly.
I'm just an artist. I'm just an artist.
That's it.
Just an artist. Not that you just did it. Oh my gosh, you're so goofy.
What?
Nothing. Okay.
I don't know what she's talking about.
But okay, y'all. Honestly, that's all I have for you today. Did you want to pretty much say anything else to the people about artistry, the industry?
No, I pretty much said all I had to say for today, but y'all remember what I told y'all.
I remember what I told y'all.
Because I promise we are the future, and we about to go up.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and end out on her song, man. I listen to the song. If I could, I would listen to it all the time.
Thank you.
All day long. Is it out on any platform?
No, but guys, surprise, as of February 14th, Valentine's Day, I will be releasing Rewind. So I'm pretty excited about that. I really hope y'all, you know, give it a listen, give it an ad on y'all's playlist, because, you know, it's fire.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe, y'all.
Broken wings of a bird who can't fly.
I be thinking I can sing that. Can I sing? But yeah, y'all check it out. My girl, she's gonna be dropping something in 2 weeks,
Yep, February 14th.
and it
Be on the
won't
lookout.
be the last. So be ready for her stuff, okay? Be ready, y'all. This podcast was ultimately a time for you to be able to listen. Hopefully, we shine light on different perspectives of what it's like being an artist, what type of settings we usually go to get our artistry out there, what it's like in the process of creating our art, and the criticism that we receive. And I hope that you guys understand that no one's opinion matters. Not one. As long as you have the confidence and you have the drive, your art is valid. You are valid. So let's rewind. Hey.
Let's rewind.
All right, y'all. We're out. We love you. Peace.